Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to introduce a new way that we are going to track dividend estimates. I know I always joke about the magic 8 ball, but we're actually going to get serious now for a change. So let's go right into it. Okay, so we're going to have my screen up here. Okay, so what we're going to start doing, these are estimates that we're kind of already put in here, just generic ones, because I've been playing around with this. So we're going to start going based on like the volatility of the underlying security for 30 days, for 365 days. We're going to take the beta, which is the measurement of the underlying security relative to the market overall, and we're going to apply this to the YieldMax version of the fund, and we're going to take the price, we're going to take the 30-day change, and then we're going to estimate the dividend based on formulas we're going to have built in here. And obviously the data right here right now is outdated, so don't expect it to be accurate, but this is how we're going to do it. We're going to have a factor, a 30-day change, the current yield, and then we're going to estimate the dividends here in column I. So column I is going to be the money column. So you'll see here, we're going to have, 30-day implied volatility, 365-day beta. The factor itself is going to be the current yield divided by 30-day implied volatility. Current yield is going to be the average factor times 30-day implied volatility. The estimated dividends is going to be a combination of current yield times stock price divided by 12. So this should actually be this one over here. And then the current stock price of Tesla. So we're going to go through a few of them just for example. Even though this is supposed to be Group D, we're just going to do like a couple of practice ones here to show how this is going to work. Okay, so Tesla, the current stock price of Tesla is actually $317.66. So it's kind of come back after Elon's rants. So if we look at, well, no, it's dropped like June 3rd. Let's see, when did Elon go on his tirade? Was it early June? So it came back to 348. It's a very volatile stock. So the current price, 317.66. If we're following the formula, we're going to have this one, and then obviously divide by 12 since this is a monthly dividend. So let's see, K4 is the current yield. This should be, let's see, so this was 48% back in the when this was actually put together. This is a little outdated. Let me zoom in so you all can see that are watching on a phone. Okay, so this is current stock price. K4 is the current yield. So let's go to the Tesla's most recent yield. Let's go here. So this will get a lot smoother as we go. This is just our, first trial run of this, so to speak. All right, so I'm on another tab. So funny. I'm on the NASDAQ site and it says dividend history for non-NASDAQ symbols is not available. Then why even list it then? How misleading. You go to Seeking Alpha. I'm actually on Seeking Alpha over here. Bear with me, folks. Just trying to get the last dividend for Tesla. Yeah, it's going to be over here. I know this isn't Group D, but we'll talk about Group D soon. Okay, dividend history. I love the screen on this new MacBook. If it hasn't been perfect, the screen has at least been nice. So the most recent dividend was 40 cents. Let's see here. So it's going to be where are we? Actually, it's 40. We'll do some calculations here. Bear with me. Um, 0.4028 times 12 is 483 divided by 817 is 59 cents. Or I'm sorry, 59% rather. So it's actually higher, even though the fund is lower. We're at like 59.16%. There we go. Oops, that's 2 percentages there. Okay. So this needs to be in terms of this, actually. So 0.5916, there we go. Okay, So this is saying that the next estimated dividend would be 16 cents based on this formula. Um, so let's see here. Current yield equals average factor times implied volatility 30. Let's go ahead and look up the implied volatility for Tesla right now. Okay, so Tesla, here we go. 30-day IV for Tesla is actually 61.1. We've got to first agree on the data we're going to use here because let's see. This is just a number, but let's see. 36%, 36th percentile. I'm going to just say 36%. I guess we could take this and extrapolate it. Welcome. Is it too late to buy Misty for this next payout? Good question. So let's go over real quick. Let's shift over to the calendar. As a reminder, this is so Group D is actually paying out on the 2nd, and we're not going to get those till the 7th, which is going to be next Monday. So, and Group D consists of AIYY, AMZY, Aptly, DISO, MSTY, SMCY, WNTR, XYZY, and YQQQ. So as far as for Misty, yes, if you're in before this date, good question. And thankfully I can answer that for you. If you're in by the ex-dividend date, so if you buy it tomorrow, you're fine. If you buy it the day after tomorrow, you should be fine. As long as you're in by like the ex-dividend date. So I would buy it tomorrow if you want to get the dividend. Now, I don't agree with some of what people say where, if you buy into the dividend, you buy into the fund, you get the dividend, and it's like you think you're double dipping. No, because the dividend comes out of the price of the fund. So remember that. He answered that 8 p.m. Wednesday to buy Misty. Yeah, at the latest. I would just do it early. The earlier the better. But again, with the dividends, I always say buy the X date. So let's see here. Back to our spreadsheet here. This is going to be a work of art before long. But let's see here. Okay, so like if we were estimating 365-day implied volatility for Tesla stock, let's see here. Of course, I guess we could just take this and then I don't want to just multiply this because this is going to be wrong. Let me see here, 365-day. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, 365-day implied volatility represents the market's expectation of how much a stock's price will fluctuate over a year, derived from options prices. It's an annualized percentage that indicates the expected range of price movement from a stock within a year. For example, a 20% implied volatility suggests the market anticipates a 20% price swing up or down within the year. So there we go, in case you all didn't know that. It's typically expressed as an annual percentage, but can be converted to shorter time periods like daily or monthly ranges, according to Interactive Brokers. Okay. So basically, as you all can see within the spreadsheet here, if we take the beta, which that's actually on, if you just go to your Apple stocks list, the beta is actually there. So beta is actually 2.46 for Tesla. And as far as Tesla, so it's 817. 30-day change would be It's gone down 94 cents. So it's actually, there we go. That should be in red. Nice bright red. Okay, so this one, so K4, that's more like it. Even though we just got a yield of what I said, which again, I said it was 40 cents. It's on pace to be lower right now. So if we were calculating this based on all this, we would calculate 16 cents. So let's find one from this list that's actually in group D. Since we did one as an example, which I promised we would do, let's actually find one that's in group D. Okay, so Misty was new, DISO, AIYY. I think Misty's the main one that you all care about. So, well, we've been going 10 minutes already. How about that? Let's see. We could pick Disney, I guess. What's Disney trading at? We've still got time because we're not going to get these declared for another couple of days, but I wanted to get the hard part out of the way here, which is kind of breaking this to the audience, showing how we're going to start doing this going forward. Okay, so let's see here. Disney. So that's the implied volatility. What was the last estimate? Because this one that's in here, it says 31 cents. That's probably pretty close to accurate. I can't go too long, so I'm not going to keep you all too much longer. Let's look at DISO. Misty was created after this sheet. This was actually a sheet that a fan helped me with. Okay, so actually the dividend for DISO last month was 56 cents. So I'm thinking, how did we do this month? I'm thinking we could stay at 50 cents, actually. Let me just go over here. Okay, let's look at dividend history. Okay, so we went over the sheet. So dividend history. So I'm looking at DISO. I think DISO, the dividend's going to be like 50 cents. And we'll calculate that to verify. We'll do it in that spreadsheet to verify. Misty, it was $1.47 last month. We've had a somewhat volatile month, I would say. 2.91%. So I'd say we could probably get another $1 out of this one, but who knows? We've been consistently above $1. I'd say maybe $1.25 even for Misty. So Misty's the main one that you all care about. SMCY. Let's see. Yeah, SMCY is in here too, so let's do it. We'll do a few more. Well, we've done a few already. So SMCY, let's see. The dividend last month was 158. So let's see. I'm going to say probably around 150, 145 or so. Last month has been a little choppy. By the way, SMCI had a great day, and so did SMCX. Look at that. And we're up in the after hours too. SMCX. Pretty good, huh? So year to date, if we look, this is SMCX. I'm off topic right now, but this one shot up fast. Look at that. If we get a movement like this again, we'll make a fortune in our options trades. Believe me. We haven't had a movement like that in a while, though. Anyway, folks, all right, well, that's going to do it for now. We're going to keep refining this, but I wanted to introduce this to the audience. Hope you all like the numerical quantitative method that I'm using here. Let's see, Brazil here, I believe it will come between $1 and 105 as volatility has dropped a lot. I said between $1 and $1.50. I took the chart away, but that was my estimate. I mean, we can go back here for a second, I guess. You guys are on it. You're like, oh, the chart disappeared. You're used to my screen blacking out and stuff. I've been so like, I guess I just haven't treated you guys right because you're used to screens blacking out and technical issues. I need to step up my game, huh? Anyway, no, we were looking at SMCY, just the chart for the most recent dividends. So I'm not going to do them all. But it was $1.58 last month. So I'm saying between like $1.20 and $1.50 at the high. So there we go. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe and join Discord. And we will see you all in the next one. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.